Hi, I'm Greg Dell, and I'm here with Alex Palamara of Attorneys Dell and Schaefer, and I'm happy to come on and to video today and speak about a recent appeal victory that you had with the Aetna insurance company regarding a long-term disability insurance matter. So, could you give us some background about that case and how it turned out?
Certainly. My client suffers from MS, unfortunately, and back in 2008 she had to leave work due to her disabling condition. And luckily for her, the company that she worked for, Conjent Health, provided a long-term disability insurance policy for its employees. And when my client went to make a claim for disability benefits, luckily for her, Aetna initially approved her claim. This is back in 2008, and they paid her claim for about 5 years. But unfortunately for my client, after 5 years of benefits, Aetna denied her claim. Now, the basis for Aetna's denial is kind of a basis, kind of like a playbook they like to use, which involves surveillance and an outside doctor conducting a review of her medical records. That's what they did here. The surveillance in this case is kind of unique because one of my client's friends was shooting a movie and invited her to come out to the movie set for one afternoon. My client was there for approximately maybe 3 hours, just going around the movie set, saying hello to everyone watching a movie being made. And luckily enough, the date that Aetna was conducting the surveillance on the claim, it was the date that she went to the movie set.
So they followed her to the movie set?
They followed her to the movie set.
Did they have her permission to do that?
Of course not.
Okay.
So they followed her to the movie set, and then a couple weeks later, my client gets a denial letter saying, we have surveillance of you, we have this doctor's report, we're going to go ahead and deny your claim.
Did they have the doctor examine her?
They did not. They ended up having, my client lives in Tennessee, they ended up having a retired doctor out of Florida, who's no longer practicing, I guess just conducting these sorts of medical reviews for insurance companies, never laid eyes upon my client other than maybe reviewing the surveillance record, but never treated her.
So he's like a hired gun whore?
Hired gun.
Okay.
This hired gun...
I don't like those.
Of course not.
Okay.
So, what the surveillance didn't show, and what the doctor who reviewed the surveillance and reviewed her medical records didn't see, was the fact that my client was out there for a few short hours at a movie set, that those few short hours left her basically bedridden for the next couple of days.
There was no surveillance the day after, or 2 days or 3 days after?
There was no surveillance the next couple of days. They had their quote-unquote money shot and moved along, and they thought they had enough to deny her case. So they did deny her case. Then a few days later, our now client found us on the internet, gave us a call with a free evaluation, signed her up, and within a few weeks, we had the claim file, updated medical records, the surveillance, and we reviewed everything, and we were able to file an administrative appeal challenging Aetna's denial. Within a few short weeks of filing that denial, Aetna turned around and told us that their decision to deny the claim was in fact correct, and they've reinstated our client's benefits.
Their decision was incorrect?
Their decision was incorrect, okay. And they've reinstated our client's benefits.
Okay, so you won the appeal. So even though Aetna at first, someone at the company said, we don't think she's disabled, after you submitted your appeal, they said, yes, we think she's disabled.
Correct.
So I just want to make sure, a lot of people watching this video have never been through an appeal process. They don't know how it works. So when you have your claim denied in an ERISA matter, you are, and when I say ERISA, that means your claim is governed by ERISA, which is if you have a policy that was provided to you by your employer, then there's a 99% chance that it's governed by ERISA. And ERISA is a federal law, which basically says that if your claim is denied, you have to appeal your claim before you can file a lawsuit. And that appeal has to go back to the same company that denied you. So in this case, you had to appeal back to Aetna. And the person who reviews the claim at Aetna has to be a completely different person from the one that was involved with the initial claim. And even any doctor who touches the claim, anyone at the company who's involved with the claim and the appeal, cannot have been involved in any way whatsoever with the first level of appeal. So essentially, you're supposed to be getting a fresh review. And from my experience, and I'm assuming from your experience, they always do get a fresh look at the file, because it would be a complete violation of the law for someone else to be involved. So that's a positive thing. If your claim has been denied, that you should know you're going to have someone new look at the claim, and that does give you hope and opportunity that someone else more reasonable, more rational is going to look at this claim and say, yeah, maybe you are disabled. It also gives you that great opportunity to submit additional medical information and any other support whatsoever that you have in order to prove that you're disabled. And that's really where our specialty and focus comes in submitting these super strong appeals so that you have the best opportunity to win your case. We want to win the cases at the appeal level. We don't want to have to file a lawsuit.
But again, time is of the essence.
Yeah.
The ERISA laws only give 180 days to file the administrative appeal, and most people contact us within 30 days or less, or maybe the same day of receiving that denial letter. And that gives us a sufficient amount of time to do the strongest appeal possible, which is the most important thing in your case. If you contact us after, we're going to do the best job we can do, but time is of the essence. Contact us as soon as possible. We'll give you a free consultation, a review of your case for you, and hopefully we can work together and get you back on claim.